maybe flip the camera a little bit here and there.
Got it.
Oh, Patrick. I don't know, not much. For anybody who's watching right now, thank you for joining us. We are going to be streaming Mythic Battles tonight. We're going to be playing this live at 5:30 p.m. on the Abraxas Games channel. I'm just testing out the Wirecast software that we use, just because last week we had a little bit of a hiccup during our Maximum Apocalypse stream. Unfortunately, it crashed on us, so we want to make sure that that's not going to happen again. So I'm going to be streaming while I set up the game for tonight, and hopefully it won't crash. If you have any questions about the stream tonight, go ahead and let us know here on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube, and we'll try to get back to you before we stream tonight. So, all right. Hey, Patrick, you want to help? You don't have to if you don't want to.
I
wasn't gonna.
All right.
I'm gonna have him get pieces out while I get the rest of the room ready. That sound good?
So go around.
You go wherever you want, man. Eventually we're gonna have to move the table around. I think we're gonna switch the table to being that way. So.
You wanna do it right now?
Sure. Let people, get in on our creative process of setting up
the creative process of a moving crew.
Of moving furniture.
Alright.
Let's move it up to the camera here so we can see it a little bit. There we go.
Okay, so. Can everybody see me? Can everybody hear me? I think it's that backwards.
Good. No, I think it's... Oh, no, you
just hear me and then
Can everybody see me?
Alright, so we've got Mythic Battles here. We're going to go ahead and unbox a copy for you all to look at.
This is one of the damaged copies that we had here.
Yep, this one's got a few dings, so we're going to play with it.
And then use it for parts for people who are missing stuff.
True. That's what we've been doing. And in case you haven't been paying attention, Monolith is doing an amazing Batman campaign on Kickstarter right now. So please back it so I can get more stretch goals unlocked.
We may have... Good job. We may have backed Batman.
Alright, so...
We might not have been able to resist.
Inside here, so many of the mini games now have the awesome brown box inside that holds all of your minis.
You know what is in there.
Monolith and CMON. CMON has the pizza box, they call it. But
is that what they call it?
They call it the pizza box.
All right.
Yeah. So we're gonna set that aside. We'll look at that in a minute. So we got some minis and dice in here. We'll come back to those. You got some bumpers here to keep your stuff from sliding around. Cool thing is, if you take these out, then you've got room for some of the tokens and stuff that are under here. We've got our player's guides right here in English and French. And this tells you, where are we? The different types of terrain and reminds you of turn order, tells you what your talents mean. So that's cool so that you don't have to keep going back to the book. This game comes with 2 foldable player boards that have a different map on each side. So here's this first one. This is pretty cool. This is the map that's used in the demo scenario they give you in the Getting Started book. Here we have some burning ruins. We got a rock. We got some forests. I love that Monolith does this with the boards. They don't use a grid. They use these oddly shaped spaces, which is really cool because they do reflect the type of terrain and the passes and things like that. And they make it to where you can set up some more realistic looking battle formations. You could have a couple of guys around the side of this rock and some here in front of it looking over the forest there. And even though it all counts as the same range, aesthetically, it makes some cool stuff to look at. We got some symbols here for rocks and impassable terrain, and then we got some forest and some ruins symbols here that give you some bonuses to your defense. On the other side of this board, this is the Tartarus map, and there's some enormous chains and cages here that are crossable or not by certain units. So that's a pretty cool map. This one uses the rocks, but it doesn't use any of the forest or ruins, it looks like. You can see some Titan-type characters trying to claw their way out from the under the map. And remember, you guys are like this big, so got this enormous hand. Little big guy. What time is it, Alex?
It is 1:43.
Can you check that message for me?
Do you have some important business to attend to?
I have to drive my wife to work.
Oh. I guess that's...
It's in the bag.
Oh. What bag? I don't see a bag here.
I see an amazingly manly go bag. This is the River Styx. This is a really cool map down in the underworld.
You have a purse in your purse.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Will you read the message? And then right here, we've got the Minotaur's Labyrinth. Or I think they said the minus Labyrinth.
She said she didn't have time to do that.
Okay.
But we'll do it tomorrow before she takes Julia.
Got it. Okay.
And she said she's on her way.
All right.
And she says ready.
Okay.
And she says XOXOXO.
So we have some elevation here. This is pretty cool. These arrows point down, showing that the labyrinth is actually lower than this part right here. I saw a really cool example of somebody making a 3D map online of this one, and it was really fun to look at. And of course, lots of ruins and impassable terrain on there. Here's our books. There's your well, these are, hold on. We got the French side, which I can't read, so I'm just going to set those over here. All right, we got our Getting Started book. This one has, there we go. This one has all of the base rules to play the game, tells you what's inside the box, and then has a little demo mission where you play at kind of like half power against one other opponent. This is the rule book. This is a lot more advanced, and it has the advanced rules like retaliation and a little bit more there. Also, towards the back of the book, this is really cool. You can see fully painted examples of the characters in the core set. Get a little bit of inspiration before you decide to paint your own Mythic Battles set. That is awesome. This is the scenario book. You are always free to just get out your game and have a skirmish with your friends, but the scenario book, first of all, it does have scenario setup, so it tells you how many recruitment points that you need to get started on any of the main maps. Expansions will have their own books that tell you how to set those up. But this is really cool. It tells you in the event of different numbers of players playing, where they start, how many unfollow stones get placed on the board. So that is pretty cool. And then towards the back, there are actual scenarios, some story missions, as well as a 3-scenario campaign. So that is cool. Ooh, here's all of our punch board. There we go. Okay, so these are your not activation cards. These are your player boards. This tells you your character's stats based on how much health that they're at. The more they're hurt, the farther their health meter will go down, and those are actually right here. So I'll show you how one of those works. If I can open it. So you got the little stat clips here. If you were a Kickstarter backer, then you have the stat clips in lots of different colors. So Hades already started to pop out here. So we punch that, and then you put the little stat clip there, And then when he takes damage, this goes down 1 for each damage he takes. And the farther down that goes, the less and less his abilities become. So it represents your god, your creature, your hero, your monster becoming weaker. So that's that. We've got a couple pages of boards. So this side over there. We've got lots and lots of tokens. They're villager tokens. If you want to use the villager bonus rules, if you bought the Corinthia expansion, then you have 3D villagers to go with yours. These tokens, it's kind of interesting how they did this. There's no guide in any of the books that tell you what these tokens do, because they just come in a series of different images in 4 different colors representing each player color. And then we got some numbered ones here, because these can mean anything that you want them to. So you can go ahead and designate one, say, this is my petrify token, this is my poison, whatever it is, can mean anything that you want. So, these boards are just falling out.
Well, that's good. That means that they're not going to tear.
They don't hang up and tear, yeah. So these are some columns that you can use when you have ruins to place.
Every time you say it, I can't help it.
Ruins. Why are you saying it weird? So these just slide together. So you got a little column there, and I think they give you enough for all of your scenarios in there.
I love that they gave you some cool printed 3D terrain without
right,
it being the plastics. I mean, the plastic stuff is great if you can afford it or if you backed it. But just in the core box, you've got 3-dimensional terrain that helps you,
it's pretty cool.
visualize the game.
I don't think that their game before this, Conan, really did that. I think that they just had printed terrain, and you had to look at the book to know what it meant. But this is cool because you got these here. And what I really like is that these just slide together like that, and they're not real difficult to put together.
Yeah,
I played a couple.
I don't think I've really gotten into the other ones yet, but I don't think they do Conan ones.
Yeah, I've unboxed one, and I didn't see anything like that in there. And then I played the base game, and again, I didn't see anything like that. What I love, like I was saying, that these just snap together like that, because I have played some board games where the pieces don't want to stick, and they become a little bit bent as you're trying to make the cardboard pieces loosely fit together. There's a tree. Alright. So that's all of our cardboard, our rules, all of our paper stuff. Now, well, most of our paper stuff. So we're gonna look what else comes in the box. Like I said, we got a baggie full of stat clips, enough for all of your characters. These are your Omphalos stones. These represent the life force of fallen gods. And I think that one of the expansions, it was Echidna's Children, maybe? One of them comes with blue Omphalos stones, which I think have some unique... I don't know if they have unique rules or if they just make your game look cooler. But that's these. And you collect those to win the scenario, make your gods more powerful. Got your battle dice here. It's very similar to the ones that they used in Conan. Might be almost identical to the ones they used in Conan. Hi, Sean.
Sean. Hi. Sean's gonna be joining us tonight. We're testing the live stream because, like I said, I think I told you that this crashed on us.
Oh no!
Week.
Yeah,
there were halfway through our stream it crashed.
Either ghosts or mice in the office that caused it to crash.
And or both.
Ghost mice.
Yeah.
Ghosts of mice. All right, so here's some of our miniatures, our big miniatures. Cool. These are bigatures. Isn't that a thing? Bigatures?
They call bigatures.
They're really racist miniatures.
It sounds like it, right? So here's Cerberus.
Ah, that's so cool.
Fluffy.
Should have told you that.
And then Hydra. Happy to be finding all of these miniatures fully formed so far.
Saw a cool Hydra scenario in the scenario book where it's all
the Hydra hunt, right? Yeah. Where you actually, instead of having your own character deck, you share a deck and draw your own hand from that, and you have an automated Hydra mini, which is really cool. And like that, some of the scenarios in the book can actually be played solo. So that's really cool if you don't have a lot of friends like me. So these are your... up above, there we go. These are your Art of War cards. These you draw to use some special abilities in the game. And are these all Art of War cards, or is there something else hidden behind those? Also have Omphalos cards. So you can see that the Omphalos stones are all red, but on the card it's only red in the middle. So you could actually paint the outside of this kind of a gray color and have just the red peeking through, which would be really fun. So there's those. Then we've got our characters' activation cards. There's Mr. Zeus.
Mr. Zeus?
Dr. Zeus. Oh my gosh. I need to make a Greek parody.
Good
Dr.
job.
Zeus. Let's see. So looks like these are all the English cards. And I got some troop activation cards. Or troop cards there. Not the activation cards. This is an activation card. There's that. And then we've got the French cards as well. So we can go ahead and set.
Tell me like one of your French cards.
That's awesome. Yeah. Set those aside. And we're gonna look at what's in the big box. This is the most exciting part. We make you wait till the end of the stream, but
The moment
if you're like me, you tear into this right away when you open up a new game.
Look at all this cardboard.
I know. I don't want to play board games. I want to play miniatures games. Alright. So, right here, we got some guys who've fallen out of their homes. Put him back real quick. So, here we have guys whose names I forget, unless they're obvious, like Zeus. So, there's our... Do we have our little camera ready?
Euros.
Yeah, I'm going to put some guys down here for us to look at.
I don't know if I put it in the perfect position or anything.
Like, I can move it if we need to. Okay.
There's Zeus.
Okay, so there's Zeus.
Oh, man, he's so cool looking.
Yeah. He's a little blurry.
What did you do? There you go.
Yeah. Okay, so it's the opposite of a T-Rex. It only sees him when he's in motion. All right, so there we go. So there's Zeus. He's pretty cool, and he's gonna fight Ares because these guys don't get along.
I'm gonna give it infinite focus. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Oh man, and that's a great pose of Ares too, right?
It really is.
He looks like he's about to bring that sword down on somebody. Zeus is kind of like, no, stop that. That's rude, Ares. Okay.
I'm sure that's exactly how he talks too.
Ares? No. No.
Do we rubbish motion?
There's Hades. And then we got Athena. Very cool. We got some debris on the table. There we go. Alright, so all those guys sit aside. And let's see, we got some monsters here. There's a Minotaur. Or a tiny Minotaur if you're fans of the Flash song. There's a YouTube Flash movie about the tiny Minotaur.
I don't recall that one.
I'll bring it up for you. It's amazing.
Thank you.
We got Medusa here. In one of the expansions, there's a Perseus holding Medusa's head. I don't know if those two can actually go on the same board since he's got her head and she's got her head.
Maybe it's just a different Gorgon.
Maybe. Yeah, some centaurs. Centaurs. And they're cool looking. They got like this like bone helmet on. He's got his fancy hat. And we got some Spartans. Whoo! And I forget what these guys are called, but he's got a spear and he's pretty cool. And we got some infernal soldiers.
Did we lose our stream? I don't think so.
And then we got Heracles, which is the Greek version of Hercules. Just found out we've been saying it wrong all these years. All right. Alex, can you check that message for me?
I guess. If I have to.
And then we got, I think that's Odysseus? Yeah. Odysseus.
She says, here.
Alright, so that was my unboxing of Mythic Battles, and now I have an enormous mess here to clean up, but I'm going to go drive my wife to work and let Alex do it. So, thank you everybody, it's been a lot of fun, and tune in at 5:30 tonight Pacific Standard Time on the Abraxas Games Facebook channel, and we are going to have a nice skirmish Mythic Battles. Alright?
You can also watch us on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube.
Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. Bye guys.